What is up, my lovely people? Oh, what a day. Just got out of work. It is 9:53 p.m. Just worked an 11.5-hour shift. Got paid for 11 because the lunch is unpaid. And it kind of sucks, but that's how it is. But it's really not too bad. That's kind of the reason it's not even that bad. It's directly related to this video. This video is based on something that, oh my gosh, where's the thing? Where's my hat? I mean, I got 3 of them in here, but I wanted to wear a certain one. It's so dark, and I apologize. This video is about something I thought of as I was binging my motivational self-help YouTube content during work. It's just something that came to mind. Something I particularly love. I should not have eaten this apple because I don't like editing these. I just like posting them uncut. And I'm eating an apple and it's already hard enough to watch without this dang apple. Also, let's shine some light. I'm gonna get better lights for in the car. I just forgot to bring it. So we gotta deal with this. I'm gonna limit it to 1. This is probably a little too bright, but the caption, like the name of the video is the thing I'm about to say. So you already know, but it just came to me today. As I was watching something, it was related to the topic about being present and like what really matters in life. Like they were talking about Jim Carrey and he's like, I wish everybody got rich and successful and famous like me so that they would realize that it is not the solution. It is not gonna make them happy and all those things. Like that's what they were talking about and kind of going off speaking on that type of concept, and it just made me think to myself, wealth is presence, because you could have everything you've ever wanted in the world. You could have all the money you could ever dream of, and if you're not like happily living presently, like none of it matters. None of it even contributes to your well-being if you aren't present. And that's, I think, why I love my job so much at the time. Like right now, I'm just so happy with it because I can be present. At least I feel more present than I have at most other jobs. Like I think of other jobs that I've had. I think about what it would be like to work certain jobs, like a 9-to-5 desk job where you're just doing like various tasks throughout an entire work day with a short lunch. Like, oh, it just sounds rough. And my job's not perfect either. Like, I'm sure there's rough moments. There are, and I'm sure there's other moments where I turn my brain off in negative ways. Like, all that jazz applies still to my job, but I don't notice it very much lately. I feel I just have the capability of having a lot more presence, and presence is very important. Like, you could be so successful and have a lot of great opportunities, but if you're not being present and taking advantage of the moments and making the best of them, staying positive in the negative moments too, like, wow, it just, none of it really works out for your betterment, even though it could. That's what I'm trying to learn for myself and really internalize it and just really let it stick in my brain for a long time, so that when things happen in the future, I can ask myself why I'm not happy, or why this certain thing isn't working, why nothing's going right in the present moment, if it ever comes to it, you know? Because I'm sure, like, I know hard times are ahead. Difficult situations will be happening. Like, it's inevitable. Not that I need to focus on that and dwell on the negativity surrounding that idea. It's just a fact of life. It is the inevitable reality. But like, I can learn from the good moments and try to apply that same thing to negative situations and circumstances. Like, it's happening right now. Like, we're living out of boxes and we are not fully moved into a new place. And as I mentioned before, a lot of my stuff, certain things are not even in this state, on this half of the country. Like, I feel like I'm missing parts of myself. But like, I feel great, and I'm super at ease and at peace with a lot of things in life. Like, and I have decent presence, and I'm trying to just really appreciate that and think of how I can spread that throughout my life going forward. Like, I can be so present at work. I'm always thinking and just having these great thoughts and enjoying the moment. And it's super good. And I don't have to be worrying about the future too much. And there's hardly ever any dwelling on the past, at least not in a negative light. And it's just super nice. And I'm like, man, how can I make this happen all the time? It's just lovely. Wow, I'm going 10 under. Anyway, wealth is presence. I just think that's so good. If you're present, you are wealthy. Like, and if you're around present people, you are wealthy. Like, you have a wealth of friends. I just love that concept. And it works for everything. If you want a better lifestyle, a better routine, a better way of looking at the world, try having more presence. Like, not even looking at the world, looking at your world, your life. Because there's a lot of things you can't control. And it takes away your presence by worrying about those things. Like, yeah, there's just so many things that take away your attention, take away your presence. They want to take it from you. Like, social media, the news, like, so many things are fighting for your attention. They are fighting, they are clawing their way to get it. And they will do a lot of things. There's a lot of unspeakable things and lengths. Like, people and companies will go to get your attention. Especially in today's day and age. Like, people are doing crazy stuff. Like, there are streamers doing just brain rot stuff online, and they have so many viewers, and everybody is clamoring for something that just takes all of the goodness out of it. Like, I don't know. Not necessarily takes, like, goodness away, but, like, what are you actually doing? Like, what are you gaining? Where is your presence? I don't know. It's hard. Everybody's fighting for your attention. Like, I am right now by making this video. In a way, it's very fair. But if you're watching this video at this point, you've got a pretty good attention span. I don't know. I can't go into that. I'm not sure why you're still watching, but presence. It's just it's like a skill. I feel like it's something that you would be able to be like, I feel as though I'm very self-aware and I try to stay present. Like, that sounds like a skill now. Like, it is a skill nowadays to have presence of mind, you know? I feel as though back in the day, that was like common sense. Well, really rattly. I just feel as though that was common sense back in the day. Like, oh, I have a presence of mind. I feel like everybody was present back in the day. Not necessarily, I can't speak for that, but there was not as much scrolling. There wasn't an endless algorithm constantly working at changing the way we absorb content and information. Like, there wasn't that. There was not that endless machine working nonstop for those reasons. Like, we've lost that skill. We've lost that capability almost. We need to regain it. Like, It's almost like we start with that disadvantage and we have to regain that kind of control, just because we almost lose it by default in life today. And it's really hard, and it's almost inevitable in some ways, like to an extent, but it doesn't have to stay that way. You can regain presence of mind, like journaling, meditation. There's so many good things that you can incorporate into your life to not feel like time is slipping away, like life is a blur. I know there's been times in my life where it's like that, and looking back, it kind of can all seem like a blur, and that's okay, because sometimes that's just how it feels in hindsight. And other times you feel like, man, that period of life was so quick and fleeting, and like that's fine too. It's just like how we perceive things, but like in the moment, we don't want that feeling to occur. We don't want that. We want it to be nice and balanced. We want presence of mind. Like, I don't know anybody that's like having a good moment and like, I want this moment to go so fast, I want this moment to end, you know? Nobody thinks that, unless it's a negative thing, of course, but it's always like the good times go fast and the bad times take forever to take place, you know? They take forever getting them their time on the stage over with. But we just need to stay present, and it's super good. Like, I don't know, wealth is presence. It just came to my mind today, so there's that. It's nice to be able to feel present at work, or at least slightly more present than I probably would be at a different job or a different lifestyle, you know? I don't know. It just feels nice because, yeah, life is hard. Like, if you've got a job that feels like it takes away your presence of mind, like, you gotta find times outside of work you gotta really work at it. And so do I. I'm not saying that I don't. I actually really still need to as well, especially as we move into our new place. It's gonna be important that I solidify like a good lifestyle in there, a good ritual, a good set of rituals that will like better me, better my character, that will strengthen the good things about it and weaken and like deafen those dark sides of me. Cannot believe I just said that. The dark sides in my character, you know. Everybody has them though, like being so serious. Like, we all have negative things about us. We all just have chinks in our armor. We all have weaknesses of mind, of soul, of body. Like, it's important to fight those things. Like, I'll talk more about that later, but it's important. Like, I find that pretty important to be evaluating yourself, not in a negative way, not in a way that's like perfectionist, not in a way that's demeaning, debilitating. It can be very hard sometimes when we're reflecting on how we want to improve or how we've been and what we've become. It's very hard to fall into it's very easy to fall into the trap of like belittling yourself in a way. Like, yeah. This is one other thought that I'll have as well, that I'll share, that I had earlier. There's always like those people that are talking about, or they'll say this one line, or something along these lines, of like, there's a version of you out there that never sleeps in. There's a version of you out there that never quits early. There's a version of you out there that is driven all the way to the end in everything. Like, they'll say those types of things. Like, there's a version of you out there that doesn't skip workouts. There's a version of you out there that eats healthy every day. There's a version of you out there that stays disciplined. Like, they'll say all those things, and it's good motivation to an extent. I certainly can appreciate that. But I also don't genuinely think there's a version of me out there that's this and that, because it's in the past. And like, I know they're probably not saying that as a literal thing. Like, there is a different you out there that's better, that didn't mess up, that didn't fall into these habits, you know. It just doesn't, it doesn't really give me much progress, you know. It doesn't give me much. There's not a lot of benefit. I can see where I can see the intent behind saying it, and like the message they're trying to send by saying those things. Like, there's a version of you out there that doesn't do these things, or that does do these things. Like, it just feels like it's belittling your current self, and it almost feels like it's removing your current, like, the presence in the moment. Like, you're thinking of this other version of yourself that is perfect in a way, perfect, like, that is much better. And it's good motivation to be like, you can get there, but like, it's actually not really saying that. Don't ever think that, because it's a version of you out there that's currently better. And like, you can't get there because they're already there right now as a different version of you. Like, it just doesn't feel very, it doesn't feel very like sensible to hold on to that thought. I don't know. The version of you is you, and there's only one, and there's nothing to do but to improve or not improve, really. And that's also kind of a black and white thing, but that is current reality. Like, you can be working on yourself or not, and to not be working on yourself is a choice. To not work on yourself, not saying you're working against yourself necessarily, but it is a form of not working on, a form of being against yourself is refusing to work on yourself. But I just don't like that thought. I don't know why I decided to bring that up as well, but it's just important to be present. I think that removes the idea of having presence of mind by, you know, dwelling on this version of you that's never had this problem, or a version of you that's never struggled in this certain way, or a version of you that excels without fail, or, you know, a version of you that is just fully driven, doesn't like navigate life like a normal human. Like, it's just not, it doesn't seem plausible to think about that. There's better sources of motivation than thinking of a more perfect version of you. I don't know. Yeah. It just doesn't seem like a realistic path of thinking for me. Like, I'm spiritual. I believe Jesus Christ can like strengthen our weaknesses and stuff. So thinking of like a better version of me, a version of me that doesn't have a certain weakness, it kind of just removes the Lord Jesus Christ out of it, in my opinion. It just seems to do that, or at least it doesn't insert him in the picture, and it certainly doesn't leave the possibility of him being the reason for it. It just seems like, oh, you're not this version of you because you didn't do it, you know. I don't know. I really need to stop recording and let this go, because I don't want it to be a super long one, and I don't want to go off topic too much. But presence is important, especially in today's day and age. Like I've been saying, things are fighting for your attention, and that's not a bad thing. It's honestly a good thing, because if you think about that, the fact that your attention is so valuable, your presence, it's so valuable. Like, people will put millions of dollars into advertising to get your presence of mind, to get your attention. It's a powerful thing, and you can really do a lot with it. And so I'd say it's very important to protect your presence of mind and to be careful where you put it. It's almost just like your attention. It's your attention span, you know. That's another way to put it, I guess. Like, yeah, wealth is a strong presence, not just presence, but to not have presence, I guess, would be to have a weak presence. But it's just something to really think about and look for new ways to do that. Like, as I was saying, journaling, meditation, just drop any advice you have in the comments, any ideas for how to be more present, I suppose. But yeah, that's gonna sum it up really. Side note, final notes, final little comments, now that everybody's left the video. Bruised ribs are no fun. I think I thought I was already talking about this in a previous video, but bruised ribs are no joke. Dropped a dumbbell. I didn't really elaborate on what happened, but I dropped the dumbbell on my face and it like hit me in the chest as well. I was doing incline dumbbell presses. I'd been doing 70s for a long time. It feels like I've been doing 70s forever. Like not forever, like from X to Y, but like a year and a half ago, I was doing 70s when I was doing them, and right now I'm still doing 70s, which is not necessarily bad or anything. But I was like, you know what? I've been doing decent with these 70s. I'm gonna go to 75s. So I went to 75s. I was doing my first rep. I was getting them up. Like I laid back. I got them off my knees. I was fully retracted. You know, I was getting them up to. It would be my first rep technically. I count it as a rep, getting them up. Like 1. I was doing that 1 and I didn't even finish it. Like I didn't have any food in my system. I literally just had a pre-workout, like dry scoop. That was all I had in me. I was feeling it that day. But just something didn't click and I just gave out. It was just weird. Like I know I could do them, at least 1 rep if I did it again right now, type of thing. I got some fruit, carbs, you know, but like I had nothing in me and I just collapsed, you know. I dropped the weight mid rep and boom, just the brunt of it smacked me in the nose, just squashed. Absolute bonk. Oh, absolutely bonked me. Shut up, signal. Hate when the signal doesn't turn off. Bugs me, but it makes sense. I don't know. But bombed myself on the nose. Not fun. It wasn't fun. Like I was on the edge of tears just from the sharp pain out of nowhere. As you do, you know. I'm not afraid to cry, even when I squish myself in the nose with a dumbbell. But yeah, that kind of sucked, and it hit myself in the nose, and the other end of the dumbbell probably. The same one, I assume. It like landed right on my rib cage, pretty much. A little more to the left and up, like just under my right pec. Like, oh, thick internal bruising. You can hardly see anything on the outside. I wish you could see it, because it feels a lot worse than it looks. Like, it looks fine. Like, there's barely even a mark at this time. Oh, but it hurts to take a deep breath. Like, it just kills. Nice signal, bro. Nice signal! Goof. You're a goofball. It hurts. Huh. It just sucks. It sucks. Takes weeks to recover. Tells you not to do any crazy lifting or bending. Even though that's what I do every day for work for 10 hours. That's where I'm like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna skip the gym for 3 to 6 weeks to let this heal. Like, it's gonna heal. It's not like anything crazy. I seriously doubt it's even like any kind of fracture or anything. It's not worth checking out at this time. Like, no way. But I'll be darned if I spend 3 to 6 weeks not going to the gym. No sir. I'm determined, you know, keep it moving. But not fun. You gotta be careful with those dumbbells. That's the worst. That's the second like accident I've had doing incline dumbbell press. Like, I love that workout. I love that lift. I will always do that lift. But man, it's kind of my nemesis really in the gym. There's nothing else that really like fights back with nothing ever fights me back as much as that incline dumbbell press, but I'll always love it. I'll always love it. It's like that rival that you just can't stand, but after you engage in battle or whatever battle it may be, they're always like, man, that was a glorious battle, you know? I'm thinking of tennis right now, like freaking tennis rivals duking it out, and then at the end they're like, you know what? You're awesome. Kind of like in boxing too. They're always beefing, but then they're like, you know what? That was dope, you know? Well, that's gonna do it. It was a bit of a longer video today, but just testing your presence of mind. I don't know. It's important to live in the moment. You got to plan for the future. You have to use the past to your advantage to improve, but like, it's important to stay present. Otherwise, life will just fly by, and moments you wish you internalized more will be irretrievable. Like, that's really why I'm trying to make these videos, and it's why I'm trying to just work hard on living a life that I'll appreciate and enjoy and remember more. Yeah, I'd be doing something worth remembering, of course, but it doesn't have to be anything grand or spectacular, but it has to be something like meaningful. And it can be anything. Whatever's meaningful to you, that's what's important about presence of mind. You really start to figure out what is meaningful to you and what's worth remembering and doing to you. It's pretty cool. But anyway, later.